Hi guys, Sidewinder here. Welcome back to Armwrestling Basics. We're already on episode 5, and this one's going to be a complicated subject. I'm not a really big fan of it, but I will do my best to explain. Today we are talking about training variables, intensity, volume, frequency. You know the deal. I'm sure you have checked a lot of fitness channels, so you have a certain degree of familiarity with the topic. First point to discuss. No matter what people say about tournament versus vendetta format, we have to agree that strength is king and endurance dictates success only when strengths are similar and style against style promises a good match, which naturally leads us to the next point, which is intensity is king for general success. To kick this aside, high intensity naturally means a low rep range. So we may be doing singles or triples for contest preparation or 3 to 6 reps for basic strength. At 6 reps, basic strength adaptations kind of cap out and you enter the hypertrophy range. Um, or it may mean lower ISO counts, like isometric counts. So let's say 10 seconds as opposed to 30 seconds. Naturally, not only does higher intensity entail less reps, but also it involves longer rest periods because you need to replenish your creatine phosphate, your glycogen levels, and creatine phosphate can take up to 10 minutes. Creatine phosphate is responsible for your most explosive movements. Glycogen may take up to 3-5 minutes, and that's part of your anaerobic fuel. But also, it involves close attention paid to how you manipulate volume. So, let's say weekly sets, because that's the easiest way to understand volume, which is understood as sets per day versus frequency of training for one given movement. What do we mean by that? So, generally, you can train a certain muscle slash movement with less sets per day and for multiple days a week, or you can do the inverse, which means more sets on a given day, but with more time in between to recover. Even though the bodybuilding dogma says that anywhere between 20 to even 50 sets a week per muscle can work, things are very different in the strength community due to the different nature of adaptations. So you may see improvements for us, for strength athletes, from as little as 2 to 4 sets per week to maybe around 8 to 12 sets per week, given you still train within the appropriate intensity range. The general guidelines that we discussed before in this series, Armwrestling Basics, such as specificity of training and range of motion or no range of motion, should do wonders for your recovery if you follow the aforementioned ideas. So remember, high intensity means low reps, and then you can play around with volume as sets per week and or frequency, depending on how you want to structure your general program. As a very fast idea, that could be doing 8 sets on one day, or 4 sets on 2 days, or 2 sets distributed evenly across 4 days. So something to think about. But always remember, intensity is king, at least until you reach the highest level of arm wrestling. Thank you for sticking with the Sidewinder. Please help the channel by liking, subscribing, commenting, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.